Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. All-out war. JCF offers advice to gangsters how to get rid of rivals. It appears the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF have taken its crime-fighting approach to new levels. First, it was calling on lovers to report their ex-partners who they think are involved in crime. Now the message has been extended to gangsters themselves who may want to get rid of their rivals for good. Attention gangsters. Concerned about your competition? Report them to @CrimeStopJamaica by calling 311 and tell us their location, was the latest message posted on the Constabulary's Twitter page. #give them up, #JADTF, the message said. The message has left some social media users amused. I love this, yes, report your rivals, yes. This is thinking outside the box, said one social media user. Yes, I love the new initiative. May the best man win, another user wrote. Man gunned down in Lawrence Tavern. A man has been shot and killed in the community of Tavern Gully in Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew. He has been identified as Omar Gray. Residents reported hearing explosions and alerted the police. On arrival, the police say Gray was found suffering from gunshot wounds. He died on the spot. Investigations are ongoing. Maroon chief hands over firearms after FLA discloses breach. Following the disclosure by Firearm Licensing Authority, Chief Executive Officer Shane Darley on Tuesday that Richard Curry, Colonel of the Accompong Maroons in St. Elizabeth, was in breach of the Firearm Licensing Authority, reporters has learned that the Maroon chief has handed over his guns to the FLA. Shane Darley had told the media on Tuesday that Curry was issued with 2 gun permits and that his license is not up to date. He has not done the renewal process, and as such, the matter has been referred to the police for them to assist, Darley told the media on Tuesday. Reporters were informed by a usually reliable source on Thursday that the Maroon chief has turned over 2 guns to the FLA. After Darley's disclosure on Tuesday, an irritated Buju Banton blasted the government of Jamaica for the decision to reveal that Curry's firearm permits had expired. The entertainer, in a video posted on his Instagram page, said the number of guns owned by criminals outnumbered those owned by law-abiding Jamaicans. Here in Jamaica, the criminals have more guns than the lawful, legal people them in this country. The criminals run around wanton, may have police criminal, soldier criminal, all kind of criminal, the untold stories, singer said. The Gargamel, who has declared himself a Maroon descendant of the freedom fighters of Motown, is in support of Curry. Last year, he helped equip Curry St. Elizabeth community with 2 horses and a tractor to aid the Maroons in their effort at sustainable development and self-reliance. Last year, a video circulated on social media showed what appeared to be a confrontation between Curry and members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force in Bethlehem, St. Elizabeth. In the video, Curry, with a shotgun over his back, ordered the police to leave the area after they allegedly went there to destroy marijuana plants. The FLA said then that it would investigate. During his press conference on Tuesday, Darley also revealed that the Firearms Licensing Authority had issued 200 firearm licenses to people with criminal convictions between 2014 and 2017. 127 fatally shot, 68 injured by security forces in 2021, says INDCOM. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDCOM, is reporting that 127 people were fatally shot by members of the security forces last year, and a further 68 were shot and injured. The fatalities represent a 10% increase when compared to the 115 killed by the security forces in 2020, while a 26% reduction was recorded, with 92 people shot and injured over a similar period. The disclosure was made by Assistant Commissioner at INDCOM, Hamish Campbell, during his virtual press conference. Campbell said the police accounted for 118 of the 127 fatalities recorded last year, while soldiers accounted for 9. He said the increase in fatal shootings for 2021 marks the 2nd consecutive year the figures have climbed, noting that in 2019, 86 persons were fatally shot by the security forces. Campbell said since January, 19 fatal shootings have occurred, 2 more than the entire months of January and February last year. February is not yet concluded, but there is evidence of the same early increase in the pattern to that of the 2017-2018 years, when by the end of January-February, over 20 people have been fatally wounded, and at the end of the year, totals were 168 and 137 respectively, Campbell stated. However, he noted that there is a longer-term trend of a significant fall in fatal shootings by the security forces. Campbell said between 2005 and 2021, 3,105 people were shot dead by the security forces. He said after examining the 17-year period in two parts, a reduction is evident. For the 9-year period between 2005 and 2013, 2,145 people were killed, translating to over 200 fatalities by the security forces per year. For the 8-year period between 2014 and 2021, 960 people were killed, amounting to just over 100 people killed per year. Those two time frames represent a 55% reduction in fatal shootings, and clearly, this year will not see an increase in each much what was in the first period. So, there has been some significant change, a bit slow on the JCF Jamaica Constabulary Force cultural practices, primarily in their operation of cultural shooting, said Campbell. INDCOM warns against lethal force with mentally ill. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDCOM, has cautioned the Jamaican Constabulary Force, JCF, against using lethal force against persons with mental health challenges. INDCOM noted that since the start of the year, there have been 4 incidents, 3 of which have resulted in fatalities. The Oversight Agency for the Security Forces is insisting that there needs to be de-escalation of force against armed and unarmed persons. Speaking at a press conference, INDCOM Commissioner Hugh Fartner argued that there are tested methods that can be utilized in these situations. All steps must be taken to utilize non-lethal methods to subdue or disarm where appropriate to preserve threats to the security forces, he said. Last year, 16 incidents were recorded, 8 of which resulted in death. The recommendation from INDCOM comes on the heels of a fatal shooting of a mentally ill man on February 8 in Westmoreland and the double shooting, one of a mentally ill man in Augustown on February 13. PSOG welcomes government's intention to stop using DRMA to fight COVID. The Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, PSOG, has come out in full support of the government's announcement intention to soon discontinue the use of the Disaster Risk Management Act (DRMA) to manage the COVID-19 pandemic. In a release, the PSOG said there has been a notable decline in the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases on the island and a reduction to the number of severe cases being treated at public hospitals, and as such, the organization welcomes the remarks made by Prime Minister Her Holiness on Friday, February 10, 2022, during Parliament. The PSOG said Holiness' remarks included an indication that there will be further changes to the restrictions and the eventual discontinuation of the use of the DRMA to manage the pandemic. We endorse the Prime Minister's view that the time is now to move to return Jamaica to some level of normalcy, as the country has gotten weary of the disruption in daily lives and the impact on economic activities, said the PSOG. With no new variant on the horizon currently, we note the lifting of restrictions on movement and public gathering globally. We remain guided by the science and data and are confident that this supports the Prime Minister's position to reopen the country, which we anticipate will be post-haste, added the PSOG. We encourage persons to continue to be guided by the updated science, get vaccinated, and reduce further opportunities for new variants to emerge, thereby protecting our health system, it concluded. Manchester School gets ICT room from Digital Foundation. Harry Watch Primary School is one of 2 schools selected to receive a fully outfitted Information and Communication Technology ICT room courtesy of Digital Foundation. Digital Foundation CEO Charmaine Daniels signed an agreement for the construction alongside Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Youth, Maroon, and Minister Favour Williams at the ministry's Hero Circle headquarters on February 2nd. Located in the parish of Manchester, just beyond My Gully and Devon, Harry Watch Primary has struggled to gain adequate bandwidth and devices to serve its students in the digital age. The Digital Foundation worked with the school and the ministry to pilot the ICT Room project for primary schools, with upgrades taking place at Harrowatch and Anchovy Primary. We always welcome collaboration and partnership agreements with corporate Jamaica, as this helps to underscore the fact that the education of our children is a national project in which we all should be involved, said Minister Williams. The Harrowatch Primary School project will include renovations to an existing room and the purchase of equipment valued at approximately $8.6 million. We commend the Digital Foundation for underwriting this construction project, Williams said. The ICT room will be outfitted with laptops, tablets, and a printer, a capable smart touch screen, and for safety, a camera system and smart entry door locks. The ministry will also be securing increased internet bandwidth for the school. Persons living in Kingston and St. Andrew often think connectivity is great in Jamaica, forgetting about the rural area, but the Digital Foundation is being very intentional in focusing on the rural area to roll out more ICT labs in the coming years and increase access to the internet and ICT devices for students and educators in rural Jamaica, said Daniels. We've also partnered with the Amber Group for the rollout of the National Coding in Schools program for grades 1 to 13, and we'll be looking at how the schools will receive ICT rooms can benefit from the training program, she added. The CEO went on to explain that the Digital Foundation is aiming to partner with other corporate entities to complete 10 ICT rooms in rural Jamaica over the next 3 years. Principal of Harrowatch Primary, Fitzroy Francis, was also present and expressed his gratitude to the Digital Foundation and the Ministry of Education and Youth for coming together to make the project happen. The construction and procurement of equipment will be completed by March 2022. Newly rehabilitated Barrett Town Health Center to serve thousands. Some 9,000 residents of Barrett Town and neighboring areas in St. James are benefiting from improved health services at the newly rehabilitated community center. The $46.8 million upgraded project included the addition of new offices, a record room, a kitchenette, restrooms for staff and patients, and a nebulization room. The project was implemented by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, under the European Union funded Poverty Reduction Program. Currently in its fourth phase, the PRP is focused on improving living conditions in underserved communities by providing access to quality basic infrastructure and services in areas of education, water, health, and sanitation. The facility was officially handed over last Friday. Residents of Barrett Town are pleased with the improvements undertaken, which will also provide a more comfortable environment for the clinic's 13 healthcare staff. It benefits a lot of people, pregnant mothers and others who come to the health center for all sorts of reasons. So, as of us appreciate it, Carol Kerr stated. It's such a wonderful gift to all of us from JSIF and the EU, so we just want to say thanks to them. Everything is beautiful and I give God thanks, she added. Another resident, Hilma Moore, said she is proud to have such a facility in Barrett Town. Over the years, I have been living here and it was never like this. I am so happy. I feel overwhelmed. I am overjoyed, and I hope that the people of this community will take care of our health center, she said. Chairman of JSIF, Dr. Wayne Henry, in his remarks at the opening of the Barrett Town Health Center, said that the value of the work done should be viewed simply as monetary investment, but rather an investment for tomorrow or future. He noted that the Barrett Town Health Center is the fifth across the island and the fourth in St. James to benefit from upgrading work under the PRP at a cost of just over $252 million. The other three are Adelphi, Granville, and Flankers Health Centers. The fifth facility is the Bogwalk Health Center in St. Catherine. Head of the EU delegation of Jamaica, Ambassador Marina Van Steen, in her remarks, noted that the Barrett Town Health Center is for those who are most vulnerable, the children, the elderly, those people who live with chronic conditions, people living with disabilities. Through this health center, we hope that they will be given easy access to preventative and remedial care. Ambassador further stated that it is very committed to continue to assist the government of Jamaica, and we are very much looking towards health. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett, who is the Member of Parliament for St. James East Central, where the Barrett Town Health Center is located, noted that clinic will serve several communities. He encouraged staff and residents of the beneficiary area to take care of the facility. Please remember to subscribe,